I seriously think I'm going to answer that question.
At the White House,
I may do it, I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth tells a Senate panel he's given the president strike options, but will not say if the military will help with Israeli strikes on Iran.
Any decisions on this matter are at the presidential level.
In Tehran, Iran's supreme leader rejected U.S. calls for an unconditional surrender. The president's response?
Say good luck.
Sagar Meghani, Washington.
The AP's John Gambrell in Dubai reports on Israel's continued strikes on Iran.
There are some sites that haven't been hit, like the underground facility at Fordow. That likely would need American bunker-busting bombs to reach, and the Israelis have been signaling they'd like to see the Americans involved in this campaign.
The annual report released today says the go-broke dates for Medicare and Social Security trust funds have moved up as rising health care costs and new legislation affecting Social Security benefits have contributed to earlier projected depletion dates. Medicare's go-broke date is 2033. Social Security trust funds' go-broke date is 2034. Later today, the Federal Reserve is expected to keep their key interest rate unchanged for the fourth straight time. President Trump is not a fan of Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
I do it every way in the book. I'm nasty, I'm nice. Nothing works. He's like just a stupid person.
In Ukraine, emergency workers have pulled more bodies from the rubble of a 9-story Kyiv apartment building demolished by a Russian missile. At least 28 people have died. The Labor Department says the number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits dipped last week over uncertainty about the president's trade policies. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. This is AP News. The Supreme Court approved Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for kids.
The decision is a setback for transgender rights. The Justice's 6-3 decision effectively protects from legal challenges many of the efforts by President Donald Trump's administration and other Republican state governments to roll back protections for transgender people. Another 26 states have laws similar to the one in Tennessee. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote for a conservative majority that the law does not violate the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause, which requires the government to treat similarly situated people the same. Justice Sonia Sotomayor writes in a dissent joined by her liberal colleagues that the majority abandons transgender children and their families to political whims. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
Hurricane Eric is approaching Mexico's Pacific coast on a forecast track to bring heavy rain, strong winds, storm surge, and possible mudslides. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Hey Mizzou fans, it's new women's basketball head coach Kelly Harper. I'm excited to join the Mizzou family and call KSMO home. We need you to purchase your season tickets and bring the energy to Mizzou Arena as we battle the nation's top teams. It takes everyone to raise banners and cut down nets.
Good! Mizzou pulls it out at the buzzer!
Season tickets start at just $65. Get yours today. MIZ.
SoCar Chemicals Blue Suede Tire Shine is revolutionary and goes on blue but dries clear so you don't miss a spot. Your tires will shine with a rich black look while guarding against premature aging and cracking. Simply apply Blue Suede with the easy application, no-leak spray bottle, and your tires will look new. Check out SoCar products on Amazon or SoCarChemical.com.
It's now time to take a look at our local weather. We do have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Mostly cloudy with a high near 80. Southwest wind around 11 to 14 miles per hour, gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. Tonight, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 10 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 64. Southwest wind 3 to 8 miles per hour. Winds could gust as high as 18 miles per hour. Tomorrow looks partly sunny, then gradually becoming sunny with a high near 85. Northwest wind around 6 miles per hour. Tomorrow evening, mostly clear with a low around 63, calm wind. Friday, sunny with a high near 89, south wind 3 to 8 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 70. Saturday, sunny and hot with a high near 92. Saturday night, clear with a low around 71. Sunday, sunny and hot with a high near 92. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 71. Monday sounds the same, sunny and hot with a high near 92. Monday night, mostly clear with a low around 71. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 89 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. I sometimes wonder if some of the lawmakers who represent us really listen to us. When it comes to the people who pay taxes, raise families, and contribute to their communities, do our voices even register? Do lawmakers think about how their actions or inactions affect the day-to-day lives of the people who put them in office? I'm an optimist by nature, but I don't like being patronized by politicians. I'm not a fan of lawmakers who think they know what's best for my family, my community, and my future when they've never bothered to listen to us in the first place. But friends, there are some public servants who truly care about our families, communities, and our future. Like any other profession, there are a few bad apples in the bunch. Yes, lawmakers should care about us, and we should care about them as humans. What happened in Minnesota isn't just a tragedy for one community, it's a tragedy for all. When violence strikes one part of our nation, it wounds everyone. It's time to stop pointing fingers at entire political parties and start remembering that we're one nation. Political violence has no place in a civilized society. The hatred being fueled today through divisive rhetoric, through relentless polarization, has real and dangerous consequences. It weakens the very fabric of our democracy. But we can choose another path. We can disagree without destruction. We can debate ideas without destroying people. And we must stand together as Americans to reject violence in every form and to demand better from our leaders and from ourselves. Let's choose compassion over contempt. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
They say seeing is believing, and nothing catches the eye like the 7 bushel per acre yield advantage of Veltima fungicide over other fungicides. But don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Run a comparison of Veltima fungicide. Enter the Real Results Yield Challenge and experience the difference it makes in your fields. And when you share your experience with us, you'll get a chance to win a 2-year lease on a new truck. Sign up at yieldchallenge.basf.us. No purchase necessary. See official rules for details. Always read and follow label directions.
My doctor said I could use something called a biosimilar. Then she told me what it is.
A biosimilar is a type of biologic medication. Just like brand name drugs have generic versions, original biologics can have biosimilars.
So I asked what the benefits are and if they work the same.
Biosimilars have the same safety, effectiveness, and quality as the original biologic. They also offer more medication options at potentially more competitive prices.
My doctor said I could learn more at fda.gov/biosimilars.
Every day is a perfect day for a Craftsman 4-gallon wet-dry vac. It's powerful, portable, and perfect for any job, big or small. Pick up a Craftsman 4-gallon wet-dry vac today at your local Ace Hardware store or from Amazon. Save on everyday items with digital coupons at Country Mart. It's easy. Download the Town & Country Markets app and browse through a variety of digital coupons available and clip them to your account. You can also clip digital coupons online at tcmarkets.com. Shop at a store for your favorite items, then tell them your phone number at checkout, and the digital coupons will be deducted from your purchase automatically. Scan the QR code on the in-store flyer to learn more and start saving more today.
Direct cash cattle trade was relatively quiet and cash hogs into the day higher. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report brought to you by Propane. The Propane Farm Research Program offers compensation for using propane equipment. More information is available at propane.com/PFRP. Direct cash cattle trade activity was quiet for the most part again Tuesday, which is pretty typical. There were a handful of heifers that sold in Kansas at $229, but the rest of cattle country was quiet. Bids surfaced at $370 dressed in the north. Asking prices were reported in parts of the south at $238 plus live, while the north was quiet. Significant trade volume isn't expected to develop until the latter half of the week. At the Callaway Livestock Center in Missouri, steer cows 500 to 550 pounds were steady to $7 lower. Steers 600 to 700 pounds were mostly steady, with spots of $8 higher on steers 650 to 700 pounds. The USDA says demand was good on the light to moderate supply. Medium and large one feeder steers 702 to 748 pounds brought 330 to 351.50. Medium and large one feeder heifer 609 to 640 pounds brought $324 to $333. Boxed beef closed sharply higher with solid demand from moderate offerings. Choice was up $4.40 at $386.51. Select was $5.07 higher at $372.54. Estimated cattle slaughter was 118,000 head, down 1,000 on the week and down nearly 3,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed higher with a solid negotiated run. The cash hog market continues to struggle with consistency. Demand remains a bright spot, though, which has helped provide significant price support. When it comes to customers on the global market, China remains a wild card. Barrows and gilts at the National Daily Direct were up $3.12 with a weighted average of 109.24. The Iowa Minnesota closed 202 higher with a weighted average of 109.83, and the Western Corn Belt closed 235 higher with a weighted average of 109.92. Pork values closed higher, up 41 cents at 119.89. Butts, ribs, and hams were all higher, and estimated hog slaughter was 480,000 head, even on the week, and down more than 3,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were sharply lower ahead of direct cattle business and Friday's on feed report from the USDA, and lean hog futures followed cattle lower with additional pressure from the weakness in pork values. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
This spotlight on soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. University of Missouri economist Ben Brown says soybean demand growth has come from soybean oil use for fuel, but that's now awaiting policy clarity.
Until we can figure out some of that, prices seem to be kind of trading in a range that matches the global supply and demand picture that we know of today, outside of the potentials for added uses down the road.
Brown's soybean marketing advice is that, especially post-harvest, there should be a plan for no longer holding the crop either on paper or in the bin.
Have defined periods of ending and an exit strategy to be able to get out. Because if you don't, then you just keep rolling on and end up with product that you're storing and paying large storage costs on for a longer period of time.
Learn more online at mosoy.org and on the Spotlight podcast from Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
It is now time to take a look at our updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today, serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years. Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker and online on our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today, be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Emily Dean Fleet Ray of Chesterfield, formerly of Salem, passed away Thursday, June 12th at the age of 83. Funeral services for Emily will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. in the Salem Chapel of the James and Garb Mortuary. Visitation will be held prior to service starting at 11 a.m. Interment will be in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. That has been a look at our updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker. And be sure and check out Your World Today online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today, serving Dent County for over 30 years. The best part is absolutely free.
Out of town and want to know what's going on in Salem, how the Salem Tigers did, or who may have passed away? There's only one way to get that information quickly, and that's by going to Your World Today online. Go to KSMOradio.com and click on the Your World Today button, and you'll get the latest edition online, or check out the Your World Today archives. And if you are in town, pick one up in any of the 30-plus locations in Salem and Bunker. Your World Today, they're free!
And now for our local news. The Salem Memorial Hospital Board of Directors have called a special business meeting this evening at 7 o'clock in the hospital library. After the call to order, roll call, and approval of the agenda, the board will hear public comments or public presentations, which are limited to 3 minutes. No old business or new business are included on the agenda. The board will go into executive session for the discussion of personnel and legal issues. Any person that would like to attend the open session by telephone or electronic means should contact SMH Administration Office at 573-729-6626, extension 4005. The Salem Memorial Hospital Torch Community Leadership Board is accepting applications from the community grants through the Transformation of Rural Community Health project. Salem Memorial Hospital is one of 6 hospitals collaborating with Mo Health Net in the pilot program, which focuses on improving health outcomes for Medicaid patients by addressing social deterrents of health. The hospital is partnering with Healthy Dent County, Compass Health, Dent County Health Center, Aging Best, South Central Missouri Community Action Agency, and Four Rivers Community Health Center on the initiative. Population health goals for Dent County include increasing dental care access for Medicaid members under 21, improving blood pressure and diabetes control among eligible Medicaid members, reducing emergency room visits for COPD patients, and increasing follow-up visits after emergency department visits for mental health or self-harm. Grants will address gaps in the community service with funding available for expanding staffing, securing facilities, purchasing equipment, and overcoming logistic challenges. Categories include community service, transportation, behavioral health access, diabetes prevention, food and security, maternal child health, obesity prevention, primary care access, and quality of life. Applications are due by July 14th, 2025, with awards announced by August 11th. Total grant funding distributed by the Leadership Board will be $240,000 for projects running August 2025 through September 2026. Questions and answer sessions will be held on Friday, June 27th at 9 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock at the Salem Community Center at the Armory. Organizations seeking information or applications should contact Tabitha Standfast, Torch Program Manager at tstandfast@smdh.net. The Missouri Department of Highway Patrol would like to remind the public that driver examination stations throughout the state will be closed on Thursday, June 19th, for the observance of Juneteenth. Normal operations will resume on Friday, June 20th. For more news, follow the Missouri State Highway Patrol on X at MSHP Trooper GHQ. As more Americans plan July 4th celebrations, the Division of Fire Safety is reminding Missourians to put fireworks safety first this Independence Day. Public fireworks displays not only offer the best sights, they are the safest. But if folks choose to use consumer fireworks, please handle them with extreme caution and do not allow children to use fireworks. Remember, within the city limits of Salem, the discharge of fireworks is legal for individuals 18 years of age or older, or those under the supervision of a parent, guardian, or person 18 years of age or older, between the period of July 1st and July 6th. By ordinance, those discharging fireworks may only do so between the hours of 8 in the morning until 10 at night, except for on July 4th, when the hours will be 8 in the morning until midnight. Only Class 1.4G fireworks in unmodified form shall be discharged. Fireworks sales as seasonal retailers are legal in Missouri starting on June 20th and lasting through July 10th. Please keep in mind that July 4th is not only the busiest day for the year for fireworks, it is the busiest day of the year for fires, especially when conditions are extremely dry. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, in 2023, 8 people across the United States died as a result of fireworks, while another 9,700 people were treated for injuries in hospital emergency rooms nationally, with children under 15 years of age accounting for 31% of the 2023 injuries. The Product Safety Council also said that about 43% of selected and tested fireworks were found to contain legal components that could cause severe injuries. In Missouri, about 328 people sought hospital care related to fireworks, with 291 of them were treated and discharged from the emergency room. According to a report, 267 of those fireworks-related injuries were in the 3 weeks leading up to the 4th of July. Missourians who choose to use consumer fireworks should only use fireworks in a large open space that has been cleared of flammable materials. Make sure to have a garden hose or a bucket of water nearby in case of a fire. Only light fireworks one at a time. Never try to relight fireworks that have been malfunctioned, and dispose of fireworks by soaking them in water and leaving them in the trash can. For questions or concerns about firework safety, firework rules, or firework dealers, contact the Division of Fire Safety at 573-751-2930. Colonel Michael Turner, Superintendent of the Missouri State Highway Patrol, reminds Missouri travelers to make smart choices for a safe July 4th holiday. Whether planning to visit one of Missouri's recreational opportunities or hosting a backyard barbecue, everyone should make safety part of their plans. No matter how you decide to celebrate, your smartest choice is to follow all Missouri traffic or boating laws. During the 2024 county period, 14 people were killed and 560 were injured in Missouri over the Independence holiday. There were 1,366 traffic crashes. Last year, during the county period, troopers arrested 149 people for driving while intoxicated. All available troopers will be patrolling Missouri roadways to enforce traffic and boating laws and offering assistance as needed. The Highway Patrol will participate in Operation CARE, crash awareness and reduction effort. And for those on the water, the Highway Patrol will participate in Operation Dry Water. Operation Dry Water specifically targets impaired vessel operators. Missouri's boaters are asked to do their part by remaining alert for other boats and swimmers and being courteous on the water. In 2024, there were 10 boating crashes, which included 7 injuries and no fatalities. No one drowned during last year's July 4th holiday. Troopers made 12 boating while intoxicated arrests over last year's Independence Day holiday weekend. The 2025 July 4th holiday counting period will begin Thursday, July 3rd, starting at 6 in the evening and lasting through midnight on Sunday, July 6th. Anyone needing assistance or who witnesses criminal activity while traveling on Missouri's roadways can contact the nearest Highway Patrol Troop Headquarters by calling Patrol Emergency Report Line at 1-800-522. That number is 1-800-525-5555 or star 55 on your cell phone. The Salem Area Community Betterment Association presents the Kids Summer Art Camp 2025 called Splash Into Creativity, which will be held from June 23rd through June 27th from 8 in the morning until noon each day at the Creative Arts Center with Tanya Kettner, Danielle Norris, Hannah Heathhold, Nicole Curtis, Jenny Johnson, and other teachers. The camp is targeted for those ages 6 to 16. The cost is $125 for the week or $30 per day. All supplies for the week are included, as well as a small snack each day. Your kids will get to do some amazing art projects as well as learn valuable art skills. There will be visiting artists presenting special additional projects such as tie-dye, clay hand building, fibers, recycled art, glass fusing, acrylic painting, and so much more. At least 12 people are needed to register to have the class, and they can have up to 50 attendees. Register by 12:50 Saturday morning, June 21st, by going online to the SACPA website, click on the programs category, then go to the Salem Creative Arts Council link. If you have any questions, email the Salem Arts Center at salemcommunitybetterment.com.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071.
Have you seen TownScreen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the Salem Community Center at the Armory, Aranda's Mexican Restaurant, and Taxmasters, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use TownScreen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. TownScreen in Salem.
Coming up after the break, we'll have a look at our local sports, Missouri Net Sports, and some weather. Thank you for listening to KSMO Radio.
The Cardinals magazine, the care and quality of its presentation, the thick paper, the glossy photographs, and photographs from Stan Musial to Lou Brock to Jim Edmonds to the present-day players, the Cardinal tradition, the history. It will put you right there in Busch Stadium behind home plate like no other magazine. And it's easy to start a subscription. Just call 314-345-9000 or visit cardinals.com/magazine.
Let's take a look at our regional sports. The St. Louis Cardinals were in Chicago last night playing the White Sox in the first game of a 3-game series. The White Sox were able to get on the board right away with a run in the first, but the Cardinals responded in the top of the second with a 5-run inning off the bats of Pedro Pages, Brendan Donovan, Mason Wynn, and Ivan Herrera. The score would remain 5-1 until the top of the fifth when Wilson Cortez stole home. In the seventh, Alec Burso hit a home run, extending the Cardinals' lead to 9-2. By the end of the night, St. Louis defeated Chicago by a score of 12-2. Listen to the game 2 live tonight on KSMO Radio 1340 AM or 95.7 FM, with pregame starting at 5:45 and first pitch at 6:40. The Kansas City Royals played the Texas Rangers last night and immediately batted in 3 runs off Mikel Garcia single and a Salvador Perez home run. Garcia would homer again in the 6th after a Bobby Witt Jr. home run in the 5th. The Royals went on to win the game 6-1 off of 8 hits while holding the Rangers to 5 hits on the night. Kansas City is only 3 wins away from getting back to 500. Tonight's game starts at 7:05.
This Missouri Net Sports Report is presented by Mango, Missouri's natural gas operators, reminding you that natural gas is flammable and dangerous if there's a leak. If you smell gas, leave fast.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. Brendan Donovan had 4 hits. Ivan Herrera drove in 4 runs, and the Cardinals beat the White Sox 12-2.
We're a team that can hit, man. We're going to go out there and compete every single game. And, things are not going good lately, but it doesn't matter, man. This, like I said, I always say this is a long season, man, and this thing can pitch, can hit, can run the bases, can do everything. So we're going to try to keep it that way.
13 hits from the Redbirds, including home runs from Alec Burleson and Victor Scott. The Royals busted out the bats, too, ending a 6-game losing streak. 6-1 win over the Rangers.
Well, we talk about it all the time. It's a day-to-day game. So today was the only opportunity we had to win that game, and we played well. I mean, we swung the bats very well. But overall, you couldn't be happier with the way the results. Lugo pitched well. The bullpen was lights out. So really well-played game.
Matt Quattrero got 9 strikeouts from Seth Lugo, his first win since May 1st. 2 home runs from Salvi Perez and another from Bobby Witt in his hometown. Perez, with his 18th multi-homer game, broke George Brett's franchise record. Sophie Cunningham got ejected from last night's Indiana Fever game after coming to the defense of Caitlin Clark, who earlier in the game got poked in the eye and shoved to the floor with under a minute to go. Sophie wrapped up and pulled Connecticut's J.C. Sheldon down to the floor. She went in for a layup. Sophie played 22 minutes, 5 points, 7 rebounds. The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champs, including St. Louis native Matthew Tkachuk, who scored a goal in the clincher. A tough year for him physically.
I owe a lot of people a lot of thank yous. Doctors, medical team, our trainers, just equipment guy, all the support staff that doesn't get a lot of credit. I would not be here without them, and I owe them this one.
Class act. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
At Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and safe. And that means safe at home, at school, and online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
Learn more at childfund.org.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early. Bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the
This spotlight on soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. University of Missouri economist Ben Brown says soybean demand growth has come from soybean oil use for fuel, but that's now awaiting policy clarity.
Until we can figure out some of that, prices seem to be kind of trading in a range that matches the global supply and demand picture that we know of today, outside of the potentials for added uses down the road.
Brown's soybean marketing advice is that, especially post-harvest, there should be a plan for no longer holding the crop either on paper or in the bin.
Have defined periods of ending an exit strategy to be able to get out. Because if you don't, then you just keep rolling on and end up with product that you're storing and paying large storage costs on for a longer period of time.
Learn more online at mosoy.org and on the Spotlight podcast from Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Missouri Net News. I'm Sue Danielson. Part of eastern Missouri is under a tornado watch until 4. The watch includes Pike County to south of Cape Girardeau County. One person is dead and a Missouri state trooper is injured after police chase and shooting in Saline County. The suspect, who was wanted for murder out of state, crashed into a trooper's car last night and ran. During the chase, the suspect shot at officers who returned fire, killing the suspect.
One trooper was hit but was shielded by a bulletproof vest. He was treated at a local hospital and then later released.
Northern Missouri Congressman Sam Graves is pushing for major changes at FEMA. The Republican who chairs the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee accuses FEMA of unfairly distributing disaster aid. He's co-sponsoring a bill which he says will improve things.
This is going to make sure that they treat everybody fairly.
His proposal would require FEMA to give clearly written notices to disaster victims and would prohibit distributing or restricting aid based on politics. Missouri Net News.
We are the keepers of the wild. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving the natural landscapes that define our nation. Nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters. Together with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American